I did a video about being refined and being tested and God being the refiner and how he sits as a refiner sits next to the fire, next to the gold that is being refined because it has to come out as soon as it hits a certain temperature or else it could be lost, damaged, etc. And I used Psalm 66 as one of the scriptures of reference. The other one came from Job. But when he said, "For you have tested us, O God. You have refined us as silver is refined. You have brought us into the net. You laid a heavy burden of servitude on us. You made men right over our heads in defeat. We went through the fire and through the water, and yet you brought us out into a broad place of abundance to be refreshed." And so at the time that I was posting that video, it was more on the refinement because a lot of us was in the heat of it, right? The thick of it, and like feeling as if we are sick of hearing that God is going to do this and he's going to do that. And, he's going to keep his promise because everyone has something in mind that they're thinking of when we say God is on the way, right? God is going to do it. God said that he's going to keep his word and do exactly what he said he was going to do, right? And that looks different for everybody. But all the blanket of it all is to say we're looking for relief. We're looking for a refreshment, right? So although I had focused on the refinement and how it's necessary and it's a necessity and it's not something that we should gripe and complain about, because even James says in James chapter 1, verse 2, consider it nothing but joy. And I know we hear that and we're like, "Tuh." but it's the word, right? Consider it nothing but joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you fall into various trials, and be assured that the testing of your faith through experience, it produces endurance, leading to spiritual maturity and inner peace. And let endurance have its perfect result and do a thorough work so that you may be perfect and completely developed in your faith, lacking in nothing. Although, we kind of get sick of the refinement is not easy. The refinement is not easy, but by any measure, right? Fire is fire. It burns, it hurts, it's all of these things. However, in Psalm 66, David said, "Yet you brought us out into a broad place of abundance to be refreshed." So you can know that if you are being tested, if you are being refined, if you have been laid a heavy burden on you, if you have had men right over your head in defeat, if you have went through the fire and you have went through the water, then you can be assured that God is going to keep his word and that he is going to bring you out into a broad place of abundance to be refreshed. David said, "I shall come into your house with burnt offerings. I shall pay you my vows, which my lips uttered and my mouth spoke as a promise when I was in distress." Some of us it's like, "God, if you just get me out of this, I'll do this. God, if you just change this around, God, I'll do this." And David said, "I shall pay you my vows," because it's better not to vow at all than to make a vow and not keep it. David said, "I shall offer to you burnt offerings of fat lambs with the sweet smoke of rams. I will offer bulls with male goats." So just be in